Welcome to Scrap Talk, your inside look from three outsiders of combat sports, where we aren't experts, but we'll give you our opinions like we are anyway.
Everyone, welcome to Scrap Talk. We are back again to talk a big night of all the MMA fights after a huge card. UFC 322. What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
Doing good.
Scotty is back in the saddle 2 episodes in a row.
2 in a row?
I don't know if the fans can handle it. And freaking out. Let everybody know. Law was so excited for that opening, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. Oh, everybody did. It was like so, busting up the seams to do it. So.
He was.
It was a Dixieland delight Saturday, and then Saturday night as well, too. Guys, did you guys get to watch the card? I think before we do that, how's the basketball team doing? We will see. It's still to see. Nebraska has a really tall dude from, I think, Australia, and he hit threes. That's not a good sign. Well, did you ever watch the card? Speaking of Australia, yes, I did watch the 322, Scotty.
Nah, I didn't watch it.
Shocking.
I did watch some recap, but didn't tune in for the
Didn't keep up with play-by-play or nothing? Well,
didn't stay up.
Oh, why not?
Might have been some liquid
Cold beers involved. Well, that card was freaking awesome. I mean, it delivered too. It was one of the ones that we've been waiting on for months, and it delivered. At least, not. I mean, the whole card. Yeah, the whole card. Yeah, we'll get to those. But people bash on the co-main and main, but they were very technically very good fights too. Big sound good. I've got no complaints. Even the early prelims, which Law usually really enjoys. He's like the Theo Vaughn of the Scrap Talk podcast. He's just there tuning in for the early prelims, seeing who the future champion is. Well, hey, I mean, honestly, it would go right into it if we want to get into that kind of stuff. I mean, you look at Kyle Dukakis. We talked about his, Dukakis. Saying that. What did I say, Dukakis? Yeah, sorry, talking about the '80s politician. I know, right? Kyle Dukakis, we talked about him last week and kind of how his fights have always been entertaining. He hasn't been on the right side of it. He was. And then we might have got a big push with, Fatima Klein beating Angela Hill. That's going to do a bunch for her moving forward. And
Derek's excited about that.
I mean, we all know he is big time. So excited. I couldn't tell you what weight division without looking. But I think, guys, even though, and not trying to glaze over those first fights, but I know I'm an early prelim guy, but I think the one that we found this time is Ethan Ewing, the prelim card. That kid, before we move on to that, the early prelims, the second fight on early prelims, you usually really, really enjoy. That Sirakov, or how do you pronounce his name? That's Chimaev's boy. Yeah. And that's his second fight in the UFC within, 3 months or so, and 2 wins. So, and it kind of set the night off for the card as far as what's going to happen the rest of the night. Nasty knockout. But Ethan Ewing kind of stopping on that. I mean, I know that he's a featherweight. I get that. But he looked 100% ready to fight. I guess he took the fight on short notice. And I thought Wellmaker was going to. And it started off, it looked like that in the first couple minutes. It looked like Wellmaker going to take it easy, going to knock him out or cruise an easy win. And then it just turned to the very, very, very opposite of that. He beat him down pretty much the whole fight. And we even said it before today, the levels to this kind of stuff. But I mean, he looked like he's someone that we need to remember his name, and he'll get a pretty good fight moving forward. He's an odd looking fella. He was. It was weird. I know there was some chatter on this online, but it was weird. The Ewing aspect of being in Madison Square Garden, that was pretty neat to see. That was pretty cool. Patrick Ewing, his uncle. I was disappointed in Tracy Cortez. I was. I mean, I know you're all obsessed with it, but I was disappointed with it. She lost by submission, rear naked chokes in the second round. Towards the end, if I remember, I think it was at the very end. You called her to win. Yeah, and we thought Tracy would win. And we picked Blanchfield. Which Cortez, I looked and she had beat Blanchfield before. Yeah, I didn't know that. But that started the night off well for you on your picks. Cortez looked good in the first round. Then I thought she looked really good in the first round. I thought she was going to win the decision. The way it looked. I didn't think Blanchfield did anything for it. It was a odd rear naked choke. She didn't think hooks in, and she kind of flopped over to her back. And when she did that, it really sunk it in. It was just odd. And on submission, very technical as, women's fights typically are. I was surprised. I really thought that would be an opportunity for Tracy to get another big win for her and maybe potentially get, especially with the main event. And now looking at how the main event went, I mean, there's a big opening up there against Valentina.
What was your guys' favorite moment of the night?
Oh, like Bo Nichols knockout.
Yeah, that was tailor-made. Carlos Prates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But
The leg knocked Leon Edwards off his feet.
First time Leon Edwards has ever been knocked out too, ever.
Yeah, and it was like, that dude's got cement in his fist.
Dude, I'm a sucker for head kicks though. Anytime there's a good head kick, that's what I like.
Yeah, and I feel like a meme was born that night.
Oh, yeah.
He was taking those punches to the face and just was visibly phased.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, well, he went laughing at it, legitimately bored.
yeah. I mean, that was like that. Yeah, that stood out to me as one of the biggest moments of the night. And they got fight of the night, right?
It did, as I
Derek called that.
Yep. Man, it's crazy how I just keep calling stuff right. One day you guys will listen to me, I think.
You're well. You called fight of the night on your own, but I did get you to change your pick on that one.
You did.
Bo Nickel got performance of the night too for the leg kick, for the head kick.
Well, we'll get to his in just 1 second. What about RoboCop? Hit Kopolov.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously kind of what saved me, I guess you could say, overnight with my picks, if you want to say that. But I mean, that was a really entertaining fight.
It was a very technical fight.
Yeah.
I think Kopolov, he went away from kicking early, and he was having a lot of success with kicks. And I think he landed a lot of the cleaner, harder punches, but he didn't land near as many. And RoboCop, the dude looks 48 years old, and he's 32, I think. So, I mean, where's Gregory Rodriguez go from that?
I don't,
Where do you see him going?
I don't know, honestly. That middleweight division is pretty stacked as far as like, there's not anybody after 1 and 2 that really stands out, and they're kind of all just bumbled together.
And he's won 5 of his last 6. So, I mean, does that give him a top 5 or 6, 7 somewhere ranked contender? Or is he can be a risk for those guys?
Well, I mean, I think it's definitely too big a risk, but I don't know that that's going to necessarily matter, per se.
I bet he gets somebody else in the, 10 to 15, and he deserves, for somebody ranked around 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range. Because he looked really good. Kopolov didn't have a lot of answers for him.
Is Izzy done?
He says he's not.
That might be a decent spot. Right now, Izzy's 6. Who knows what it's going to be next week after everything happens. But
What's Gregory ranked?
not in top 15.
That's crazy.
No.
You can win about a 6-5 and not be ranked.
And I just have the top 15 up. Now, unless it's changed today and I just haven't got it updated, but I'm pretty sure this is the updated one. MVP Michael Venom Page, that might be a good fight for him.
Yeah, that's 10-5.
Somewhere in that range. So, and then Paulo Costa match the last 2 that beat Kopolov together. See what happens after both of them.
Paulo Costa, that dude.
I agree with you, but that's a name to get a win off of.
That is true.
So,
and then, of course, we talked about Bo Nickel knocking out Adolfo Vieira. And Bo, like I told you last week, that fight was tailor-made for Bo to look better. Vieira is a very high-level jiu-jitsu fighter. Won the ADCC, was a champion of ADCC, one of the highest level representing jiu-jitsu guys in the UFC. But he's not a very good wrestler, and he has very, very limited striking. So what's Bo Nickel? He's going to wrestle, he's going to strike. So it was tailor-made. I mean, good on him to get a head kick knockout the way he did, because it was a highlight reel knockout. He's going to have on his, highlight film forever, and he beat a high-level fighter. But Styles made fights, and that fight was specifically given to him for him to win.
You said that he was on the main card first.
He originally was on the main card. They moved him to the prelims. I think they replaced Prates and Edwards with that, right?
oh, yeah.
Yep, that is which is a smart move.
I agree.
I mean, I don't see how you could have Prates and Leon Edwards on a prelim. That don't even make sense.
Who does Bo Nickel fight?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's somebody like MVP.
They're going to go higher than that.
You think so? Well, he didn't beat anybody in the top 15 yet.
How about Brendan Allen?
Was Brendan Allen not 5th?
Yep.
That's too high.
Nah, they're going to give Bo Nickel someone really high. You know that.
They want to keep building.
I think they want.
An MVP can't grab.
Nope. I think they want. I agree with you that they want a building, but I don't think that they want to do it slow, because I think they want him to be one of the big fights at the White House card. So I think they want to give him someone early next year that would establish him to be able to maybe even fight for a title against Chimaev. I mean, I think that he should, and I don't think that he's there, but
if they give him,
that's
Brendan Allen, he's going to lose.
I think Hamzat's next fight's going to be Sean Strickland. I think they're waiting for the 6-month suspension to be done. I think that's at the very end of the year. That's going to be the January, February card. And then I think that you're kind of setting up to where you got someone like Bo Nickel or, whatever we're going to see after this.
I don't think Bo Nickel beats up Brendan Allen.
I don't either.
As right now. And then you really screw up your plans if you move him along too fast.
I don't either. But Brendan Allen's got 2 wins in a row. Last fight was against RDR. Won that.
Yeah. And that's a guy that thumped.
But I'm just kind of looking right here. Braulio might be a good fight in there as well, too. I mean, he's coming off a loss on Amanov.
That's a fight I could see on Nathan.
Bo Nickel and Braulio.
And that would be a match that Bo Nickel should win.
So yeah, because he'll be able to dominate wrestling-wise.
Yep, I can see that.
And then you're still, because I mean, if you're looking at Brendan Allen, that's 5. If you're looking at Braulio, that's 7. You give Bo Nickel a win over number 7, you could still argue that he could get a shot. I mean, it would, they've done crazier things before.
Well, it wasn't JDM, like number 7 when he got out of that.
And so that could be setting it up just perfect for that White House corner.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And he's one of the few that's like, really American-based, that they are putting a lot of stuff in.
Well, we don't have many American fighters now that you can put a lot of stock in.
No, there is not. Especially when they're not named John Jones.
Dana White talked about that not long ago, talking about how Americans are soft.
Yeah.
And Sean Strickland was talking about that recently on a podcast, where he's saying if you could take the mindset of the old fighters like Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, Don Frye, and put them in the skill set of current guys, you'd have the best fighters on the planet.
Oh, absolutely.
But he said our guys are so soft now in this country. These are other better athletes, but they're not near as good of fighters. And I don't want to brag, but who do y'all hear say that for the last several years? Me. I've said that for years. Thank you. Sean Strickland, I beat you to it by 2 years. Anyway.
Darius came in overweight, guys. We talked about how important this fight was for both of these two guys. They're both getting a little longer in the tooth. Then he comes in overweight.
Didn't Darius show up eating?
Yes. He literally, when he was walking to the press conference, he was eating something. And I even watched another, like when they panned over to him again after the start, he was still chewing on something. So he was finishing something, which is kind of funny considering then the next day he missed by what, an half or whatever. They had to do it at catch weight. They turned around and did it. What was it? 157.2. It's just crazy.
He missed weight by a pound and 1.2 pounds. So, but Darius came out and threw a really good leg kick.
And then just got flat.
And then got flatlined.
So, yeah, 16. So how much does it have to suck to miss weight and then get knocked out in 16 seconds? Well, to a fight that mattered for him.
Well, I mean,
kids hanging on the main card.
Anytime. I can't imagine Darius, getting pushed to the main card again. But he came out trying to just throw hands, which is very unlike him.
No, and that's what Saint Denis wanted.
Yeah, Benoit Saint Denis wants to throw hands. Did you get to watch that one, Scotty?
What are the ones that you've got to watch, as far as the replays?
Actually, that's the one.
Okay, cool. Well, we're almost there, everyone. Your anticipation can end shortly.
Yeah, you can hear from the wealth of knowledge itself.
You literally. Well, that fight you blinked, and I mean, there's not much to say about it, just because.
Yeah, it was. I mean, what I described the fight, Scotty, was having Darius threw a good leg kick that buckled Saint Denis a little bit, and then
he got mad,
and then
kind of.
He was seeing red.
He said that was enough.
I'm not playing your games, Darius. That's what I heard him say.
Yes.
And then
this fist.
They swung at each other for 5 seconds, and then Darius fell flat in the face first, and then he got hit again and went flat, and then the ref stopped it, and he protested the stoppage. And then my favorite part was Joe Rogan said, well, it happened so fast, I can't tell if he was trying to get up. Oh, he was out. His head hit the canvas. His head hit the canvas, and he got hit, and he goes flat. Like, Joe, I don't know what fight you were. I think Joe took a smoke break here and there.
Maybe. His forehead literally bounced off the canvas.
Yeah, that was great. So where does Darius go? Not Darius, Benoit Saint Denis.
Well, where does either of them go? Because as of today, and I am checking, these are up-to-date rankings. How's this happen? Darius is ranked 9. Benoit Saint Denis is ranked 13. Well, Benoit has 3 straight wins.
He's 6-0 before this.
But 3 straight wins. He's 16-3 overall. And he's still all the way down. He's below Michael Chandler, Mociano, Mike Gamera. He's still below Dan Hooker.
I would love to watch him fight Dan Hooker.
Yeah, that'd be good. Dan Hooker's this weekend. We're going to talk about it here in a minute, but Dan's got a big fight this weekend.
I would love those two, because same me fighting one of those guys, it would be another 30-second fight.
We won't see that simply because I think whoever wins, and we'll get to it a little bit later in the show, but whoever wins between Dan Hooker and Siraki and Arman that's probably the next title fight.
It'd have to be.
Yeah, the winner is going to get the next title fight. So I don't think you're going to see Benoit there, but Gamrot would be a really good one.
He's Gamrot's kind of a rapper, though. I would like to see Benoit St. Denis get somebody that is going to just try throwing hands with him.
That's going to try. I mean, if they could talk, we're getting up there high, but Fiziev wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight.
No, looking at it, but
Fiziev would be technical wise because he wouldn't get into just throwing haymakers with him.
Even looking above that, there's a couple, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. I don't think Gaethje would take that fight, but those would be fights for a lot. I don't think Holloway would take the fight.
I don't know any French fighters other than Benoit St. Denis, but if they all fought like him,
Don,
yeah, it's true. But if they all fought like him, I'd have like a French flag at my house because those guys, he is the most fun guy to watch fight right now.
Is Vittori French?
No, he's Italian.
Italian. Yeah, Italian. Same difference.
Not even close to the same guy, right?
So what about Edwards Paredes?
So, he turned Edwards into a grappler. Edwards did not want to strike with him at all, which is super strange.
I've never been the biggest fan of Leon Edwards. I know he had a massive streak there, but it just seemed like any of his big fights, it's been some magic towards the end that he won it with. But I didn't expect this to happen.
Well, his second fight against Usman, he just dominated.
Yeah, that is the rerun on that fight.
I'm really heavy on the Paredes hype train right now.
Yeah.
But looking at the rest of the division, it's kind of clouded by Islam running the division now.
Him and Mike
don't see that working.
We'll talk about in the next fight in a second, but him versus Michael Morales would be so much.
Who?
Profes and Morales.
So fun.
Now, did you pick Morales?
No.
Before we get to that,
that's the second one I missed. I only missed 2 picks.
And Derek, you mentioned it. He knocked him off his feet.
Yes, he literally, remember him on his feet, knocked off over him, and knocked him his feet
with that nasty uppercut from hell.
This was his cross.
Yeah, straight.
And it literally knocked him off his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And
both feet.
Yes, both feet were.
For a second, Edwards had his hand up. And for a second, I thought maybe he clipped his hand. But I think he slipped it and got underneath his hand and connected clean. But yeah, it knocked him off.
How much
feet
power does that guy have?
It's insane. And
like I said, that center block to take this.
Do you think?
And it was in the second round, so some of that power was gone from the very beginning of the fight.
He didn't waste much in the first round.
Still just naturally being in the second round.
Yeah.
Do you think he has more? I'm talking about the division, but do you think he can beat Kamaru Usman?
Yes.
I don't. Dude, remember when we used to watch Usman back during his reign, and I would text you and I'd be like, "There's no way this guy is not juicing." His physique was always. He looked so big.
Well, he looks like a 205er fighting at welterweight.
But we're not talking about the same Kamaru Usman.
That's fine, but I'm not.
Kamaru Usman's won 2 fights in a row?
But it's still, guys, he literally can't. He has to walk on grass in real life. He can't walk on concrete because.
Until he starts losing fights regularly, I don't.
Yeah, but
he took Chimaev to a split decision or a majority decision. He's won a couple of fights. I don't even like Usman. He's not. I don't dislike him. He's just not an extremely fun guy to watch fight. I was super glad he knocked out Masvidal, but he's just not super fun to watch fight.
I think that's not that, and all the betting, everything show. Usman's going to fight Islam next. That's going to be the next title.
That'll be a fun fight. I don't know if
I think Islam's going to retire.
I don't think he'll retire. That'll be a tough fight.
I wish he could have fought the Usman of a couple years ago, but
I'm telling you, he's not that much different.
We probably have skewed opinions just from him, his fall from grace, if you will, losing the belt, and then was it 2 fights after that he lost? He lost to Leon twice, and then he lost to Chimaev, right?
Yes, he lost.
That's a tough run.
So from August, so just from the year 2023, he's only 1-3, and he's lost. He lost to Leon. He lost to Hamza, and then he beat Buckley by decision.
Okay, and he looked good against Buckley.
He did,
but okay, in his first fight with Leon, we counted as a loss. He won 24 and a half minutes left.
if not more.
Yeah.
And not just one, he dominated it.
Leon caught Liney model that night.
Yes.
Literally at the very end.
And then he lost the majority decision, which I thought he got beat pretty handily.
He's 38 years old.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good age.
In the UFC, that's old.
And especially,
That's surprised. He's been over Islam.
I'm just here. I don't know yet.
He's a 38 years old after winning NCAA Division II in 2010. So his body he's got some miles on his body.
Well, Islam does too. He's got 29 professional MMA fights and non-autonomy sambo and wrestling matches. And Islam is not a big 170.
No, and now that would be the difference, but did it matter with Jack?
I think what did matter with Valentina, but we'll talk about that later.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, and we're skipping a really good fight. What about Michael Morales versus Sean Brady?
You know, that surprise
Did not go the way I thought that was going to go at all.
Scotty picked that one,
Yes, he did.
and we missed that one.
Yes, we did.
It wouldn't. In the end, it didn't matter.
In the end, it did not matter. Yes. So, Sean Brady
Didn't look ready.
he didn't look like Sean Brady. Oh, I've seen fight.
Nope.
His takedown attempt was pathetic.
Yep.
And on the feet, he looked uncomfortable.
He got knocked out in a minute and a half.
Yeah, he didn't look, but 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who was it you were saying the week before that there was one fight, Sean Brady against someone you were like really hyped up to see if he won?
That if Sean Brady won?
I can't remember. I felt like you guys were both. Or,
No, I said he gets a power fight. I think. Okay. Yeah, he should. I mean, if he had won, he was setting out a power fight. And instead, he lost convincingly. So he has to go back to the old drawing board.
You know, guys, and we don't claim to be experts, but I think when we looked at this, we were looking at this one wrong. Because I know that we were looking at the whole Sean Brady, and I was all behind that hype train. But dude, Michael Morales is 26 years old. He's 19-0. He's already beat Gilbert Burns, Neil Magby, Jake Matthews, and Sean Brady. Are we sleeping on this guy might be someone?
Well, Sean Brady, though, had beaten Gilbert Burns, had beaten Leon Edwards, and beaten Kelvin Gastelum before that. He's had one loss in his career, and he's, was 18-1 going in. So I don't know if I was sleeping on it.
32 years old, a little older.
But I just did not, and he's beat, Jake Matthews, Michael Chiesa. Like, he's had a harder resume.
But now we sit here and Morales knocked his ass out, and we turn around and Morales is 19-0, 26 years old. And
Yeah.
I mean, sky's the limit for this kid.
And Morales, he was prepared well. He had that low strike, the low stance. He was prepared to grapple.
3 straight first round TKO finishes.
Yeah, he looked really good, and he looked like he has heavy hands.
3 straight performance of the night finishes.
Yeah, he looked accurate. I mean, he looked good. And that might be, what's he ranked? What do they move him to? He should be top 5 now for sure.
Oh, he's got to be, right? I mean, it has to be early. The ones I have right here are updated, so give me 1 second and I'll pull them up. I didn't have that one. What's the Jeopardy music? Is that what it is?
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, he's up to 5.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
I'm sorry, no, my bad. He's up to 8. 8.
He was 8 going into the fight.
Okay, well, then this one must not be updated that I'm looking at. My bad.
So way to go. Now the Catch Wrestling Gracie Hunter has some information.
It's not even updated on the UFC's website.
It has the win against Sean Brady already listed in, so.
Well, I think Morales, I think him and Protest would be the fight to make out of that.
That would be the one.
And I think the winner gets the title fight.
That would be a really. What about when the South Gary?
Do what?
Ian Machado vary against either one of those two?
He's fighting coming up.
Yeah, he's fighting this weekend. Ian Machado lost. Didn't he lose his last fight to Shotgun Rachmanov?
Nope, he's 1 win. That was 2 fights ago.
Well, Rachmanov, I mentioned him last week.
Actually, just.
When's that guy going to fight again? Because he would beat all of these guys. Yeah.
Well,
He's huge, too.
and
He's a vet.
So say like Brady's his build, he's kind of a lankier guy.
He is odd built, too.
Yeah, he doesn't look very big for the weight.
What's that? All them cigarettes and whiskey that he partakes in. He'll talk about, he smoked at a press conference.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
He said he quit smoking once, and he was like, at training was like not doing good, so his trainers made him start smoking again.
No way.
He said that was true. That's what he said. But
Rachmanov is a really good one to bring up in this division, though.
Yeah.
He is kind of a sleeper that no one's talking about. Now, he's injured, and he's kind of been injured a little bit, it seems like.
I think before he should have got a title fight, but now with all the movement that's happening in welterweight, I think Rachmanov needs another win to get that title fight. because he was scheduled for a title fight and had a withdrawal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. Back when Bilal was the champion.
Yes.
That Shavkat guy is.
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, and he's a grappler, and he's had only one tough fight in the UFC, and that's he fought with a torn MCL and torn ACL or something, and that was against Machado Gary, and he still won. So, I mean, that dude, I think he might Protez against Morales next, because A, you have a barn burner of a fight, and B, you have a clear-cut contender if you get a winner, or if you do get a winner, but Rachmanov, I would like to see him fight one more time, but then he's right there in the title picture. Welterweight's a really good division right now.
I mean, who wins this Saturday probably would theoretically be the number one contender after what we think, and I think is going to be the Islam Usman fight.
Who's talking about that? What is it?
Bilal and Gary.
Yeah, Bilal.
So whoever wins that could be set up next. You could even find it to where the card, you could have just for argument's sake, let's say Gary wins. You could have, at that point, you could have Shotbot versus Gary, and you could have,
Just not long ago.
well, you could do it again, and you could have Morales against Protez on the same card.
You've been title winners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Assuming Islam fights Usman.
I would swap it and make Gary fight one, Protez and Morales, and Rachmanov fight the other. Kind of two grappler versus striker matches.
Yeah.
And if Rachmanov wins, he gets style fight, and if he doesn't win, whoever wins convincingly out of the other guys, I think that's the fight to make.
What if Bilal, let's say, just for argument.
Shavkat is a grappler.
Yeah.
Yeah, big.
We need to.
Oh, he would whip Islam.
I don't know that I mean, that's the way I would lean, but I'm not confident just to say it yet.
I wouldn't even have to hesitate. He would whip Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge. And he's a grappler and a wrestler. Islam's not taking him down.
If Bilal dominates,
It's just a shame for Paredes, dude. He's got so much hype. I feel like he's on a run right now.
But didn't he lose a couple fights ago?
See him beat.
he's on a 2-fight win streak.
See him beat.
Who?
Paredes.
No.
See, so
And he already fought Ian Machado Gary. I didn't know he fought him, guys.
back
Yeah.
in earlier this year, actually.
So, I mean, I think we skipped Rachmanov a lot in the talking about title picture.
But the reason is because he's hurt, and that's why.
I don't know. If anyone wants to call me, we'll sit down and hash it out.
I mean, we've sat here for the last 10 minutes and kind of just bullshitted this whole division, and there's so many different ways they can go. That.
It is. I'll tell you what.
Next year's going to be a really fun time in welterweight.
I'll tell you what's not a stacked division. Women's flyweight. Because Valentina Shevchenko has cleared that division out.
Well, and now that, Wei Ling is not going to be staying there, we know she's going to go back down, or at least she should go back down.
So, was it Zhang Weili? Is that how you pronounce her name? Weili Zhang?
Weili Zhang or Weili. I think it's Weili.
Weili Zhang. Okay. She is a little ball of muscle.
Yeah, for sure.
And I thought she was going to give Valentina, because, as it's well established, I'm not a huge fan of women's fighting, but I did establish that I am a fan of both of these women. They are both very technical, very strong, not just strikers, but grapplers. They are both very good from every aspect of the game. And Weili did jack crap.
Well, I was right there with you. I know that she was moving up and she's technically the smaller fighter, but I honestly thought she might have a strength advantage the night of the fight, just because of how she's built and the way that she is. Derek, you and I both picked Valentina, but I did not think it would be that convincing and that easy.
Yeah, I think everybody did.
Props to Valentina. She showed that she's at the very tip of the spear when it comes to female fighters.
She's so technical on the feet.
That first didn't even have to use it.
Well, she used that knee in the first round that dropped Zane.
Yeah, but after that, she just dominated her the whole time.
Yeah, she ragdolled her.
Just control her.
And Valentina may be way stronger than we give credit for, because she just literally ragdolled.
The biggest person that was upset after that fight was Mackenzie Dern, watching that and knowing that Wei Lang's going to come back down into strawweight.
Lang will beat her.
Well, she did. She ran roughshod over that division, and that's why she kind of went up to be able to do that. Now,
there's weight divisions for a reason, And 10 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're 115 to 125 pounds, that's damn near 10% of your body weight. That's a big difference. So, I knew she was shorter than Shevchenko, but I didn't realize until they stood next to each other, like in the cage, the actual size difference. And it was substantially bigger, Shevchenko was. But also, Zhang could not figure out range. How many strikes? Can somebody look that up and see how many strikes, like the coffee box numbers were for that? Because I don't think Zhang landed 10 punches all fight long. I don't think she threw 20, and she'd have an opportunity to. She had tried, and Shevchenko was doing so good getting in and out. She wasn't having any problem. She wasn't having no problem with her. And Shevchenko had that, the traditional Muay Thai stance, a lot on the front foot kind of, and squared up with her, and she was getting back quick when she needed to, but she was just waiting, and just like a freaking robot, just waiting on every opportunity. Like, as soon as it happened, bam. So the strikes kind of show a little bit of a different story as far as how many she threw, but she didn't land anything. So like significant strikes, she threw 98, but she only landed 32. And like specifically to the head, she threw 59 to the head. She only landed 9. So, I would think 9's being generous.
And then
I remember 9.
And then kind of like, 5 out of 6 takedowns for Valentina, and then control time, it wasn't even close. It was 13 minutes and 24 seconds to literally 46 seconds.
Yes.
I mean, she just got dominated. Every part of the fight, she was dominant.
Yeah, I don't remember having success even.
Well, both the co-main and the main event kind of ended up being the same fight, the way that they fell out.
Except the bigger person won the women's fight.
Yes. Yeah.
Does Shevchenko fight Harrison now?
No, I think so. I was looking at it a little bit earlier this weekend, and the betting number that it seems like it's going to be, she's going to fight Natalia Silva next, it seems like, who's ranked number 2. She's got a 13-fight win streak. She's coming on. She's 19-5. She beat Alexa Grasso back in 315. So it looked like the betting numbers were
okay. Well,
that's going to be the next fight.
That's a fun fight.
And Valentina was favored like plus or minus 150. So not like crazy, but
also not even a huge
still betting.
That's not even huge betting different. Wiley, she goes back to,
I think she'll go back in
2015 and be the champion again.
She'll go back and she might even go back and get an immediate title fight again.
She could get an immediate title fight. She didn't lose her title.
Yeah. Right.
But moving on to the big fight, boys. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. Now, I want y'all to tell me what I said before that fight. Go on, y'all tell me.
I don't remember.
You don't remember, Scotty? Do you remember? No. I said Maddalena's not a champion. I said he reminds me of a guy like Dave Monet, who's a good fighter but not a champion. He's not that level. And I said Islam was gonna whip him.
Looking back at it, we also should have. I mean, we picked the right way, but we should have known signs. The fact that he fought Bilal and gave Islam every chance to see what does and doesn't work fighting that style. I mean, I think it was just set up perfect for Islam.
Well, Islam, it doesn't matter. Islam does one thing and one thing, like he even said after the fight. He said, I do one thing and everybody knows what I want to do, but no one stops me from doing it.
I mean, it was literally, and Islam said this afterwards. He said that after the first takedown, which I think was like a minute, 20 seconds into the fight, he said right then when he got him down, he knew he won the fight. He said he knew at that point that he could do anything he wanted to the rest of the night.
Well, even on the feet, everybody's real hopped up on JDM's striking, which is boxing's good.
Islam can throw, though. Islam's, everybody kind of just thinks about Islam and Khabib and thinks about the grappling and the Dagestani thing, but Islam can throw.
Islam landed some kicks that were brutal, and he tore up JDM's calf, and JDM having to switch stances, and his takedowns were even easier. And so I guess JDM worked with Craig Jones going into that fight, and Jones is a big jiu-jitsu guy.
And a big jiu-jitsu guy specifically against Dagestanis. He's got some track record against Dagestanis.
But I would think you would work defensive wrestling going to that more than jiu-jitsu. And I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, we know that. But jiu-jitsu is not, I'd be working getting up off my back if I'm JDM, who's a striker, and I'm working on trying to stop takedowns and getting out of clinches. I'm not, he tried it. Didn't he try an armbar on him?
Yep.
So I think the moment he tried throwing an armbar, I was like, he's screwed. And after the end of it was the third round, it showed JDM in his corner. He was a beaten man.
Oh, yeah, there's the famous picture that's online right now at the start of the 5th where, he broke him. He broke him.
Yes. And I said it was going to look a lot like Chimaev DDP. And
it was maybe worse. Again, he didn't have
he didn't get taken down every 4 seconds in crucifix.
Yeah, the crucifix didn't happen 17 times like it did the other time.
But so I was still off there, but JDM, I don't think gets a title fight again. I just don't think he's that guy. So I think the stars align just perfectly for him.
Law's pretty convinced that we're going to see Usman be Islam next.
Mm-hmm. I think that the numbers say that too. I think that's the betting favorite as well now too.
Well, who's JDM go fight?
I don't nobody. I don't know.
Maybe Morales. Maybe
Can we find a way to have him and someone else just fight for to retire or something after that? Good Lord. I mean, the part's harsh. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with JDM though. He's already beat Bilal. He's already beat Gilbert. He's already beat Kevin Holland. Who's he gonna fight next?
Sanchez or Morales? Fighters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but
Man's got a fulfilled contract.
Not only that,
he's. I mean, I'm not.
he
Yeah,
just lost his title. It wasn't like he's a chump.
Sure.
He was 8-0 in the UFC and won an 18-fight win streak.
Law wants to
Law's like, retire that SOB. He lost the
take him to the train station.
yes.
put him down. He's lost the fight.
I like the idea of having him. You can't match him up with a wrestler again. No, like if you match him up with another wrestler, you're asking for him to get pushed out of the UFC.
Yes, I agree.
So
I think he's the type of guy you give a striker for a couple of fights. When he gets close to that title picture, you put him against a wrestler, and push past it. Maybe it's another title fight. I don't see it happening. You know, his boxing is really good. So,
Boys, there's a aspect of this card that didn't get promoted. There was a bonus fight. We didn't get to do a pick'em on it, but it was Danis v. Russian Mob.
and Danis got whipped and then perfectly banned from the UFC events.
Dana White had like the funniest quote at the press conference. He said he didn't think about it, but as soon as he heard there was some sort of like problem or some sort of issue going on, he said he immediately didn't think about the fact that he had basically the Muslim entire brotherhood in the first 9 rows, and he put Dillon Danis right by them all.
Ooh, well, so yeah, and then he says before that Danis was causing problems not sitting in his ticketed seat. He was sitting in like whoever's seat, other fighters' seats. And so they brought it to Dana before this happened to say, hey, Danis is causing problems, not sitting in his seat. Like, what do we want to do about this? And Dana said, does he have a ticket? And they were like, yeah, he has a ticket. And essentially just said, handle it, get him taken care of, get him in his seat. He can stay. And then that's when he said, as soon as I heard there was an altercation, he said, I knew immediately who was involved.
So Danis also bet $80,000 on JDM to win. So he goes to UFC.
I think that's more. I mean, I doubt he really put his own money. I think that's more of a promotion for whatever.
Okay, either way.
But yes,
He lost the $80,000 bet. He goes to UFC, gets beat up, and then permanently banned from UFC events.
permanently. Yeah, never come back.
And you talk about like the worst losses you can have in a night like that dude. And he's a world champion MMA fighter.
What'd you say?
MMA fighter. He won Misfits championship.
And he's not only he's world class in jiu-jitsu. He's good.
Who fought Misfits this weekend?
I don't know.
There's somebody who's a good fighter. I don't remember who it was. I'll have to go look later. But yeah, Danis is an idiot, and I'm glad.
What do you guys think about him? Like honestly, outside of just talking about what happened this weekend, what are your opinions?
He's an idiot.
I think so too.
And he's a world champion. We cannot take that away from him.
Is he just out there for the clout?
Yeah,
like whatever that's gonna.
He's had 3 MMA fights, granted one for a world championship, but
Don't ever stop.
I mean,
If he didn't have his ties with McGregor, we would not hear from this guy.
no, we wouldn't even know who he was. Probably, honestly.
No, yeah.
So,
But yeah, so that was a very, very shocking. He got
beat up.
Yeah, he got
Like bad.
you expect like scuffles and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't expect like big hoopla. Is that
Well, it's kind of a continuation of what happened after Conor and
Khabib.
Habib's deal. That math, kind of a spillover from that, and how much he runs his mouth, and those guys just don't.
That dude's been in 2 fights in the UFC crowd. He's had more fights in the crowd at the UFC event than he's ever in the
I love it.
But he is a world champion.
And you know what? If they ever threw him in the cage and said, "Hey, such and such is going to fight Dillon Danis," most of the people are going to try to watch that fight to hopefully watch Dillon Danis get his ass kicked.
I know he's a troll. He's in it for the clout. I mean, I would have rather have seen him, work hard, get a shot, earn a spot in the UFC, and just see what he's made of, right? But he's more of like a Jake Paul. But I know we're going to get to this, but Jake's actually kind of doing something, putting himself out there. Yeah, a little teaser for what's ahead.
You got to start talking a little differently about him. That's true. We'll get to that.
But before that, we're going to get into the upcoming UFC Fight Night, which is, for a fight night, is a pretty good looking card.
It is a sharp. I didn't realize how good the card was. I mean,
it's in Qatar, which means for us,
it starts at noon, I think.
Central Time. It'll start at noon.
So
I wonder if I'll make it that long. Is it on a Saturday?
Yeah. Make it that long. It's noon being out by 11:30 in the morning.
Well,
he's a heavy drinker. He likes to start sun up and goes.
It was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
So, honestly, looking at the card, it's in my opinion, there's some good card. Starting at the heavyweight fight with Spivak versus Gaziev, I think from there on, you got some pretty good cards. Yeah, I don't know who Jack Hermansson's fighting. I don't know who that is. But anytime Jack Hermansson fights, sign me up for it. You got Volkan Ozdemir versus Enzo Minifield. Holy crap. It's a really good card for being a fight night free card.
I want to point out, I think we should, since we've been on a betting roll, and I have nominated y'all. Scotty now owes us, punches to the body, or we owe Scotty punches to his body. I should have correct that. And Law owes us, I don't know, something else. Scotty owes us getting kicked in the leg, too.
Thought it was one or the other.
No, that was the judo. You said you wouldn't go to the judo school, but you date.
No. I said kick me with your bum leg first, which you said you couldn't do.
I cannot.
And I said I think I might rather have a body shot over the leg kick.
So you're going to take body shots and go to the judo school and get found?
Man, we'll see.
I mean, you pay up once. Law pays up for his bet that he lost first. But I think we should go through and make some quick picks on that.
On the fight card?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alex Perez.
First smell. I couldn't do that one. Let's start at the heavyweight fight.
Recording again before this fight or no?
No, probably not before Saturday.
I've got no homework on it. So
let's start with the heavyweight fight on the main event, because
no homework is not even close to the same as mine.
Well, that's true.
So Sergey Spivak,
yeah,
who's fun to watch. He has to throw hands. And Shamil Gaziev, nice Russian.
Yeah,
born in 1990.
Shamil, I got in that fight. He's on 3 out of 4 UFC fights. And Spivak, who I like watching fight, has lost 3 out of his last 4. So
yep,
I was taking Shamil on that.
Me too. He's 14-1. He's got 1, 2, 3 TKOs since he's been in the UFC. That's not including what he did on Dana White's Contender Series. I like Spivak as well too, but at some point the Young Bucks are going to run over. So on that one, I would definitely say Spivak is going down probably in the second round by a TKO or something of that nature.
I'm going to take Shamil.
All right.
Smart pick, because you just pick what we did. Good man.
So like I already mentioned, I don't really know Orlabi. I don't know this guy that well. I do know Jack Hermansson really well. Looking at Orlabi,
how well do you know him? Have dinner together?
Twice, yes. Looking at Orabal, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, he's 14-2. Last 2 fights have been at catchweight, though, at 160.
Jack Hermansson had literally splits every other fight he takes. And he has lost his last one. But I mean, I would say splits. Like out of his last 10 fights, he split. So, I mean, he's like 5-5 in his last 10 or something. How do you pronounce this guy's name, Lowell?
The way I'm saying it is Orabali.
Orabali.
But that's probably wrong because that doesn't have a Russian inflection.
That's true. He's 3-1 in the UFC with a split decision loss. I don't know jack crap about that dude, but I know Hermansson's not the same Hermansson he used to be.
Well, he's had some weight issues, though, Orlabi. But again, he's returning now to welterweight, so this will help him. He missed weight both last fights. That's why they had to do it at 160. But he's going up, so welterweight should be more of a natural weight for him.
It should be. I want to take him.
Okay, I'm going to take Hermansson just because
I want to, but I'm going to take this guy because I don't know him.
That way we have opposites. And we force Scotty to make a pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Oralbi too, just with the age difference. Maybe he's going to have a little more energy in there than old Jack.
The old Joker.
Good light heavyweight fight of some guys that kind of hover around the mid to bottom of the rankings.
Hey, Volkan fought for a heavyweight title before.
I'm just saying right now they're in that spot. Volkan Ozdemir and Alonzo Minifield.
Man, Volkan's been around a minute, it feels like. And Minifield, he's a big light heavyweight. He's a Pretty good striker. He's won a couple fights in a row.
Had a decent little college football career and a small pro career in the Arena League before he started fighting.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Pretty evenly matched, but I think I'm going to take Minifeld.
Minifield's kind of a journeyman. He's been in there. You know, he's not had any of the big wins, not any big losses necessarily. He's going to give you a good fight for sure.
who you got, Law?
I think I'll take Volkan, even though I feel like I want Alonzo Minifield to win. I just think he's not as good as Volkan.
I'm going to stick with my Russians winning. Is Volkan Russian? I don't know. He's Russian. Switzerland. Okay. From Switzerland. Okay, well, I'm taking Volkan anyway. Minifield, he's been knocked out a few times. Volkan hits hard. Volkan usually only loses to the top 5 guys.
Yep.
Top, you know, the Olbergs and Daniel Cormiers and guys like that. So I'm taking Volkan to win that, even though I think he's getting up there in age and I think he's been around a minute. And Minifield has looked really good his last couple of fights. So I could be wrong, but that's what I got on that one.
And then we've got 2 big fights, and I'm kind of surprised this one's not the main event on this card, but the co-main is Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary, and that not only is a great fight, but that's a fight that's going to have some massive implications moving after that.
Yeah,
I got to take Gary in that.
taking Gary. What for?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the UFC wants to promote him,
They
I
do.
definitely think that
and
they want him to be the next McGregor for sure.
They do.
yeah, and you know, you can't really beat Bilal up too much, but I think I just can't get the image of him like having his teeth broken out of my head.
So Gary's not going to break anybody's teeth.
Nope.
And they're both grapplers. So, I mean, does Bilal take him down and hold him down? Can Gary get on top? Can Gary sweep him? That's the question that needs answered.
I think we're going to find a lot out about Ian Machado Gary, and I think what we're going to find out is that he's not at the level that a lot of people think that he is. And I think
See that actually.
I think that Bilal is going to not maybe not expose, might not be the right word. I don't think we're going to see what we saw this past weekend, but I think you're going to see Bilal show that he's at a different level, brother.
Well, I got Ian Machado Gary. Bilal, I think, you know, kind of like JDM, strike lightning in a bottle, you know, to get a championship. He's good. But Gary,
They fought before.
no, they have not.
If Bilal loses, and I know we're looking, you know, it's just, it would be his 3rd loss since 2019. But
1990.
But I do think that if Bilal loses, well, he probably won't ever get a title shot again.
No.
Considering his age.
And considering how boring he is, and I know that's not shiny, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Gary is 16-1. His only loss was to Rachmanov. He gave Rachmanov a very tough time, and I think he showed that day that his takedown defense is good enough to make for a guy like Bilal. I think Gary wins a decision. I think it's going to be a pretty dang boring fight. It's a fight I want to watch, but I think it'll be just not very entertaining.
Gary Bilal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't see how that fight's not going to be fireworks for sure.
I'll enjoy it. It could be boring to like a general person. I think.
Yeah, like Scotty.
But I think you'll like it, but
Took Shavkat to a decision.
Yeah,
yeah.
and gave him a hard time. I think he won a round and lost 2, but won the 3rd round. And that was a really good fight. Main event, who y'all got? Arman or Hooker?
Well, I think whoever wins this, again, they're going to have a title shot. So, and you know, massive implications on this one. It's fun watching Dan Hooker. You never know what he's going to do. He can always throw those crazy shots. He can hit one. I'm getting towards where it's almost Arman time, guys. So, in fact, if Arman didn't have, you know, Marab in front of him, we might be looking at Arman as what we think of as Marab right now.
You know, it's a good point. I got Arman. I don't think Dan Hooker's title fight there yet.
He's not there yet. He's never going to get there.
No, he's 24-12, and he's, you know, lost quite a few times to the UFC. He's a fun fighter to watch fight, that's for sure. His last few wins have been by split decision. He's not been, you know, he's ranked 7th. He's not beaten any top 5 guys. I think Arman is a top, once he a 3rd or something. He's only having 2nd.
Yeah, right behind.
So I think Arman, I think this fight's tailor made for Arman to win also. Stylistically, Dan Hooker's you know, got decent jiu-jitsu, but he's got really, you know, he loves standing and banging, big time kickboxer. I think Dan Hooker's going to make a ton of money in like misfits. Well, I hope he don't get matched up with our boy Dillon Danis, because he ain't hitting that guy.
You would.
Bilal's ready to send another guy out to pasture, boy.
Dude, he's like, you know what? Hey, you know what specifically is weird? It's Australian is who he's attacking. I don't know what Law has against Australia, but, I'm starting to sense a theme here, Law.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take Armand as well. He took Charles Oliveira to a split decision, and I feel like Charles is a better fighter than, Hooker. And, yeah, Hooker is fun to watch. I agree with Law. I'm excited for that fight, but I think Armand gets it done.
All right, before we move on, we got to talk about our sponsor for our fan game, Scotty Doesn't Know. It is N3 Guns and Tactical. They put the at in tactical. And they spell tactical as COOL. Great guys, though. It's at 309 North Main, I believe, in Bing. It's a great, great gun shop, but they take personal orders. They don't have it, custom. If you need something worked on, they can do that, gunsmith and by appointment and all that. So if you tell them Scrap Talk sent you, probably maybe get a good deal or something.
Tactical.
And now it is time for Scotty Doesn't Know. All right. Derek, go first. Scotty does it. Derek, you go next.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Derek's going first on this.
Yeah, I'm going to go first. So you ask two, then I ask one.
Okay.
My first question, and I think this is enough of softball. You can get it right.
Okay.
Being the idiot you are, I still think you'll get it. Who defeated GSP, that's George St. Pierre, in a major upset to win the welterweight championship? I'm just making sure.
But I do not know the answer to this question.
What was your question, Derek? I'm sorry. I was trying to pull something up. What was your question?
Who defeated GSP in a major upset to win the welterweight championship? He got the title fight because he won a season of the Ultimate Fighter. The comeback season. I'm doing like law. I'm just going to keep feeding you till you get it.
I didn't watch a ton of that.
His first name is Matt. His last name is Sarah.
I wouldn't have known.
That's the first thing I met.
Scotty doesn't know. All right, so Scott.
Hey, but for the record, that was a good one for me.
I thought you
Good one.
I thought you were going to get it. Thank you.
All right, Scotty. So we're going to go with kind of on theme. This last weekend involved a great welterweight fight, which we're probably going to see the new welterweight champion. He's probably going to be champion for a long time. My question for you is, in 1998, at UFC Brazil, the UFC awarded their first ever welterweight championship. Who won that fight?
No clue. I still don't know.
It is Milicic.
It's Pat Miletich.
Oh, well, nothing wrong with Milicic. Okay. Stay.
I said, Milicic, I'm telling you the guy's name. He beat Chris Brennan for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, Chris Brennan's my boy.
Scotty doesn't know.
All right. I know you have a harder question now.
This one, I knew he wasn't going to get yours, so at least I'll ask a question like I typically would ask. But that was a good question, Will.
You're welcome.
This one you won't get, so you don't want to ask it. What MMA fighter infamously had a cult, I'm using quote fingers for those who can't see me, of mayhem monkeys?
No clue.
His nickname was Mayhem.
I don't know.
He had a TV show called Bully Beatdown.
On MTV.
I actually saw a clip of Bully Beatdown not long ago, and it was Daniel Cormier beating up a bully. But I cannot remember the host.
It's Jason Mayhem Miller.
I didn't know it.
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't
It
know.
looked like a funny show, though.
It was everything Mayhem like.
And that guy's pretty good. He was going to beat Daniel Cormier up. You couldn't convince him otherwise. He thought he was going to win the money.
The best part of that whole show was Mayhem. That dude was such a funny character.
He still is. He's kind of popped back up after going through some big drug problems.
And going to prison a few times.
I need to start paying attention to every single MMA thing I see. Because if I would have, I might have.
You would have got that right.
Yeah. Well, it won't help you on this question. So we're going to dance into a different area now. We're going to go into some boxing. Let's ask a question about boxing for Scotty doesn't know, okay? This one's going to be easy, though.
Floyd Mayweather.
No. Think about
Marcos Maidana.
Think about all of it, okay?
That he named all the boxers he knows.
All right. On December 7th, 2019, so we're talking about recent times, this heavyweight fighter won back his WBA and IBO heavyweight title from Andy Ruiz Jr. after losing it less than 6 months before.
Nope. Anthony Joshua.
Oh, that one was fairly easy, but not he does. Oh, but he did no one, and that was the goal of the game.
And boys, the reason I brought up Anthony Joshua is because he's going to get to knock out someone, I think.
God, it's going to be so satisfying.
It's official, guys. It is now official this week. Last week, they were kind of going back and forth. It is now set. Miami, Florida, December 19th. That's going to be a Friday. It's going to be, quote unquote, free for everyone on Netflix. The main event of that card, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. Fully sanctioned heavyweight fight. They're wearing 10-ounce gloves, my guys. We're talking real stuff here.
And Anthony Joshua, they said, can't weigh over 245.
Okay.
And Anthony Joshua's having, less than a month to prepare. So, I mean, so
That's exactly. The 10-ounce gloves is a big deal.
that's typical. That's typical for.
They were with Mike Tyson. It's 14 ounces.
Well,
Jake against Mike, they were in 14 ounces.
Those are huge boxing gloves. Those are almost training size 60 ounces.
And now he's fighting Anthony Joshua.
And that's the typical what you would fight at heavyweight.
I don't know that I may be wrong, but I think this will be the first time Jake's fought 10-ounce gloves.
I'm sure he has against one of those dudes he fought that took a day off from stocking shells
At the very beginning, maybe.
yeah, the targets. But yeah, more when he fought Nate Robinson. Yeah, first time against a legitimate boxer. I bet so. And
As far as like in a real sanctioned competition.
yes,
So literally, we have to look. Let's start here, because I think this is where we need to start this discussion. Is there any logical way that Joshua loses without there being a fix?
no, he knocked out Ngannou in a minute.
Yeah.
Or 3, I guess.
Doesn't it kind of bug you that Joshua even entertains it?
Why? I mean, he's going to make so much money.
Who cares?
It's going to be on Netflix.
The way that you win with these guys is that you don't allow them into your world.
I like that opinion, Scotty, but here's what I'm looking forward to.
Everyone is.
a good highlight reel knockout of the problem child.
And even if there's not, there's no fix, okay? But there probably could be a rule set, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So Eddie Hearn is a really, really big. He is the biggest British boxer, big promoter as far as boxing in England. And he's not promoting this fight, but he is the main promoter for Anthony Joshua. And he has been on record, even in the last year, saying if Joshua fights Jake, it is full heavyweight rules. No diving, no dipping. And I go back at it, but 10-ounce gloves. So we're looking at real rules.
And
3 rounds, 8 minute round.
if Jake Paul, because I will say Anthony Joshua does not take a shot very well. God forbid that dude lands a punch that hurts him. I will never watch combat. I will watch it, but I will be so angry. I will say I will never watch combat sports again, and I will turn the TV off angrily and then go lay in bed and pout.
I mean, what we have to worry about here is what happened with Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. We have to worry that Anthony Joshua is going to not take the fight serious, think that it's a big joke, kind of like what you're saying. Why am I entertaining this? It's a payday. Shows up, and then something happens. Because Jake can throw a punch. I mean,
Yeah, Jake's a skilled boxer.
he's got a good overhand right, and if he lands it, it can hurt people.
If he wins, Scotty, will you take him seriously as a boxer if he legitimately wins?
like we've already said, I don't think he's not a good boxer. I just like,
Will you take him seriously as a boxer?
I would not take him seriously now. I just don't like the spectacle of it all. I don't like the fact that he didn't earn his way and fight through the rankings to fight at Joshua.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He beat Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva
And Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson, another YouTuber. And
Your question, though, Derek, is very interesting because sitting here thinking about it, I would like to say yes. Because if he fights a heavy, especially if he fights someone, even though he's been in camp training to fight someone who's about 5'1" and 105 pounds. So to completely switch everything that he's got, everything about me would like to say, yes, I would believe he's legitimate. But I'm pretty sure, just honestly speaking, if Jake Paul wins, my first thought's going to be it was fixed.
that's what everybody's going to say. Even if he legitimately wins, it's almost a lose-lose for Jake Paul.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
But which if he loses, everybody's like, I told you, he's freaking sucked at boxing. And if he wins,
The fifth
it was a fix. Like Mike Tyson, that fight wasn't a fix. Mike Tyson, 60 years old. I love Mike Tyson. But he's 60 years old.
Neither one of them threw punches. They didn't really throw, like,
Gleason was so tired, I think, a minute and a half.
we've made a couple of, we've never really talked that much about Jake Paul in this, but we've made a couple of like jokes here and there, that kind of stuff. But you're right. I mean, you have to have respect for him doing.
But I tip
There's no reason for him to do it.
because, you know, even if I boxed as a hobby on the side for exercise, whatever, went to a little club, just had an interest in it, was in shape, you couldn't get me in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
No.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, in that regard, yeah, my hat's off to
I
him.
tell you what, you could get me in the ring if you gave me a Jake Paul size payday.
You know, this is true, but
I would
still,
I would risk permanent brain injury.
but he has the money.
He does.
He don't need to fight Anthony Joshua for money.
That's true. He can keep making vines and make money.
Exactly. So in that regard, I tip my hat to him.
All right.
Well, I mean, but back on them just for a second. Both those brothers to start out as, what was that first website that they started out on even before? There was whatever that first website was that was like,
Oh, they were on Disney.
well, no, but they started out on like what Instagram was before it even was Instagram or something. And then they went to Disney. And now, I mean, they're building empires. Logan Paul's doing really big stuff in WWE. Jake Paul's making so much money right now in fighting or boxing. It's crazy. So good for those two brothers, honestly. They're making the money. Get your bag, kids.
All right. Well, I'm tired of talking about the Paul brother.
Let's talk about another big one that's going to come up that's on the opposite end of that spectrum. Guys, we're going to get to see Gable Steveson fight again very, very soon.
Is he fighting?
So right now, obviously, he's 1-0. Oh, we talked just
A little bit, wasn't he?
1-0 professional.
Oh.
I think he's 2-0, but 1-0 professionally. So he's going to fight November 23rd. So that's actually really soon. That's next weekend, right? The 23rd. He's going to fight a guy named Kevin Hine. It's a heavyweight bout, APFC 21. It's going to be on UFC Fight Pass. You know, he's fighting.
Who cares if he got his record? He's fighting.
I don't know. I had to look all that up. I didn't have that preparation ready.
Wasn't prepared.
I'm sorry.
Did we have any fan mail come in?
We did have fan mail.
He's 2-1, Derek.
Okay, well, it's
Hine's 2-1.
he's a midfield, so
He very well could. Yeah.
he couldn't pay me $500 whatever he's making to fight Gable. So good on him. He maybe is be dumb and thinks he has a chance to win. I don't know.
Listen to this paragraph in this story that I'm reading. As for Hine, he enters the fight with a 2-1 record in his professional career, along with 5 victories during his amateur days. Hine is obviously going to be fighting an uphill battle against a freak athlete like Stevenson.
Yes.
And it's in Albuquerque, just in case anybody want to go see it.
Before we close, we have some fan mail. As per usual, we have, and this one I'm telling you came 20 minutes after our last episode dropped. He could not wait to send it in. Maybe a little longer, but it was right after I put it out there.
Interesting that he knows right when it's getting dropped.
No, I mean, I get notifications when it's dropped. You don't get notifications when it's dropped?
The RSS feed's for, buddy.
No.
I get a push notification when it drops.
Yeah, me too.
If you're subscribed to it.
Well, anyway, it's from Gary Miller.
Oh, Gary, I like you.
Yeah. It says, Christmas came early. Is the title of it. All right. It says, hello, all. Would it be possible to do a deep dive on Law, Scotty, and Eric? Could you start with Law? Could it cover your early life, your developmental years, and then go into your adolescent years, then to your adulthood? Could I hear about Law's most embarrassing moment, or his first job, or his favorite meal? I would love to hear more about all 3 of you, but Law makes the show. With an exclamation.
My first job was working in a restaurant that is now a used car dealership in Ada. I worked in the kitchen.
Well, anyway, it continues. I received the P.O. box address, and I must say, it is a little impersonal. I even debated on even sending cookies. I'm going to send the cookies, but I'm running a little late on them because the heating element went out on my oven, and I'm waiting on the repairman to get them. I promise the wait will be worth it. I must say my cookies are completely safe, and it offends me that anyone would think otherwise. I usually win the cookie contest at the Hardin County Fair. This says, hearing Law talk about coaching girls basketball really warmed my heart. I always knew you were a caring family man. It is so nice of you to coach these young girls. The best advice I can give is don't give up on any of them. The score does not matter. And I know you are kind, Law, and just taking the time to invest in those girls is the most important thing. Please tell me how many cookies it would be appropriate to send. Maybe I could send some to Law's basketball team.
We have 9 girls. We want to bring them cookies. They can each have 2 apiece. If they get more than 2, I'm going to make them run.
And Derek, I changed your spelling. And he still spelled it wrong. I hope it is right now and I did not offend. And Law, the best gift you could give me was telling me we'd meet in person someday. I'm so happy. I cannot wait to meet you. That is the best Christmas present I'll receive this year. Thank you.
Law, how does it feel to have
Sucker.
such a fan like that?
It scares me. It scares me, guys.
Dude, I cannot wait.
So Mr. Miller's from Illinois. Is that right? Didn't he say he was from the
Hardin County?
somewhere in Illinois?
They said Hardin County.
I know. I thought earlier he said something about being close to Chicago for the cookies.
A couple episodes ago is what I'm saying. Nah, maybe.
Well, but Mr. Miller, we thank you very much. Send those cookies if you want. Appreciate it.
All I'm saying is,
I don't get embarrassed, so I can't really talk about most embarrassing things that's happened to me because that they don't. So,
Mr. Miller, Law enjoyed that. You should see him grinning ear to ear right now. His face is a little pink. He's excited, and I think he loves you.
hey guys, what else did you do on Saturday night or Saturday day?
Oh no,
That's the OU game.
And what happened?
it ain't over yet. We got one more. Then we're cutting it. You can't cut off the Catch Wrestling Corner.
I thought we didn't get. I thought we didn't get an email from.
We did.
Oh,
We did.
it's new.
It is new.
Okay.
Not that new.
What is it then? What is it?
Listen to it. I listened to it yet.
Well, it's me again. Time for the best part of the worst podcast on the internets. This week, the Catch Wrestling Corner is sponsored by the Double Wrist Lock. That's the key more for all you jiu-jitsu players that just new to the show. Same buddy's texted me, hang on. Must be spam. Thought it was one of my millions of fans around the world. To all my fans around the world. Today we pay homage to Billy Robinson and the Snake Pit at Wigan. Catch wrestling all the way. Now, down to the business end. Law, you're off the hook this week. For just a second. But here's the thing. Y'all do a segment on the show called Scotty Doesn't Know. You ought to name it Scotty Doesn't Show. Fire Scotty and put me on the show and just make sure that Law's far enough away from me so if he says something stupid, instinctively I don't reach up and slap him. I don't want to hurt another human being. But I just might. Especially if he says something stupid. But Law, you're off the hook. Scotty, you're on the hook. Pick it up. Start showing up. Quit being absent. You get too many tardies, they kick you out of school, right? Happened to me for fighting and tardies. So, here's what's going to happen. Yours truly is going to be on the whole show if Scotty don't pick it up. Now, I suppose our fans across the world are going to start viewing and tuning in. And remember, share the podcast, like it, leave a review. But better yet, email them about my segment and tell them how much you like it. Give me some more airtime with these yahoos and knuckleheads. Until next time.
Good stuff. We thank you. Law is so happy you didn't attack him the whole time.
It was different. It feels good.
Yeah. He's thinking about Gary. He had positive email from Gary.
Oh, that was good stuff. Guys, looking back at this at the UFC cards, though, this fight night that we have this weekend, we have this, which is a great card, and then the weekend after it, we have Marab, Yan Tu, Pantoja, Van. We've got 2 straight weeks of good fights. Come on,
Bring it on.
stick with us, guys. Follow us up. Keep talking to us. Let us know if you have any questions.
Email us scraptalkpod@gmail. Contact us on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook if Law would make one like he's been supposed to do.
It'll be out by the end of the week, my guys. So start sharing whatever you have. And any questions or any things that you want to talk about. Again, we're talking about our deep dives. If you want to have any specific requests about who we go through on that, anything at all, reach out.
Yep. All right. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Boomer!
That is it for this round of Scrap Talk. We will catch you next time. If you want to help Three Losers out, follow, share, and follow us on all forms of social media at Scrap Talk Pod. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time on Scrap Talk.